So today we're working on making some clutter items for our miniature house here. So we finished this house a few days ago and I think it looks so good, but I want to add a little bit more realism to this house by adding a little bit of extra clutter. So let's get started. So here's the replaceable tabletop we made. I want to add some like dirty dishes to it, maybe a newspaper, just something to make the house feel a little bit more lived in. So we're gonna be making a plate out of this old white cardboard. Cut out a circle or 2 circles, and then we're gonna glue them together to have like a thicker plate. And here are our 2 little plates. So then I'm gonna use this like disc. I don't really even know what it's from. We used it as the pebbles, but I'm gonna form the plate shape by pressing these circles into it. And there's our 2 plates. So I have a smaller size of this disc too, and I cut the bottom of the disc off just to have it be a little bit flatter. I'm gonna paint the inside of this white and then add some glue because we're gonna pretend that this is a little cereal bowl. And I remembered to grab my silicone mat, so now we're ready to paint it. As I said, we're just gonna do the inside of it just to add a little bit of a milk color. There we go, super easy. I also have to cut out a little circle for the bottom of this. And actually, I forgot I have a hole punch, which is gonna make it way easier to get a perfect circle out of there. Now we can just glue it to the bottom of that. Get off my finger, please. Here we go. Now we're just gonna make some silverware out of this foil that sealed the top of my almond milk. So it's pretty flexible, which will be nice. So I think we're gonna need at least a spoon for the cereal and then maybe a knife or 2 for some of the plates. So I just cut out a little sliver that we're folding in half to make a knife. So there's a little knife for this plate. I'm gonna make a second one. So for the spoon, I think I'm gonna have to do it in 2 parts. I think I'm gonna have to do the handle and the actual like scoop part of the spoon separately. Okay, so we have the handle. Now I just gotta attach these 2. Okay, there is our little spoon. So since we're going for the breakfast vibe, I wanna make a little jar of jelly or jam. So we're just gonna take this hot glue stick and we're just gonna cut off a small chunk of it. And then I'm gonna use the tin foil to make a little lid. So it doesn't really look like a jelly jar right now, but I have this old Micanax box that I think I'm gonna cut these little blueberries out of and add them to the side of the jar so it looks like blueberry jam. There we go, that's a little bit smaller. So our jam is still not really looking like jam, so I think I'm gonna hole punch a blue circle out and stick it to the bottom. Hopefully that will reflect up and give a little bit of color. Here we go, that just adds a little bit of color there at the bottom. So our cereal I feel like is a little boring with it just being plain white, so I'm gonna take some of this orange and cut up little chunks to add a little bit of color into our cereal. Maybe they're having like a crunch berry or something. Cereal is done. Let's get that added to the table. And we're gonna put the spoon right next to it because I realized the spoon is a little bit bigger than the bowl. So to finish out the table, I think we need a little bit of pop of color. So I'm gonna use this fabric that we had left over from when we didn't do the slippers. And I'm gonna make them little napkins. So we're just gonna cut 2 squares out. So the final thing I want to add is just a book to this table. Everything was very monochromatic, so I think we just needed a little bit of extra something. Okay, now I think we can switch out the tabletops. So I think our kitchen also needs a trash can, so we're just going to make that out of this cardboard again. I'm just going to do quick markings on here. So this is obviously gonna have to go on the side that's hidden from everything because I didn't realize I was cutting the logo. So this is what our little trash can is looking like right now. To add a little bit more realism, I'm gonna cut out a plastic bag and put it inside the trash can. There There we go. There's our little trash can. So for this guy, I think we're gonna add him right in next to the counter. So next we're just gonna make a little notebook out of this cardboard. I'm just gonna cut the front cover and the back cover, and then for the pages inside, I'm just gonna add a couple layers of printer paper. There we go. There is our little notebook. Now we can add the notebook to the desk. So because our clay lizards turned out so well, I decided to make a little clay dog too. I made it in a separate video if you guys want to see. So I'm just gonna make his bed out of one of these old cozy socks I have. I was gonna throw them out, but I think it'll be perfect if I just cut out some of this light blue. That would be a perfect cozy bed for Rocky here. Here we go. So I think we'll stick his bed right here under the stairs. And as a toy, I have this old bead that I feel like it kind of looks like a weirdly shaped chew toy. So we're just gonna add this to his bed as well. So we need to make a little leash for the dog. Unfortunately, I don't really have any string other than white, so it's gonna have to be white. And for the hook side, I'm just gonna make it out of wire. Oh, that is not wire cutters. Here's my wire cutters. Okay, so there is the very tiny dog leash. I am just going to lay this by their back door. So I also have one of these cozy socks in this pink color. I think this would be a perfect color for a little bath mat because there isn't one in their bathroom. So we're just gonna cut out another square and add that in his bath mat. And here we go, add it into the bathroom. And I'm thinking we need to add a little toilet paper roll and toilet paper holder. So I'm gonna make the toilet paper out of just this paper and then actual toilet paper. And then the toilet paper holder is gonna be this wire and this bead. So first I just need to do that inner roll to give it a little bit of support. It doesn't really want to roll. There we go, that's better. Perfect. And then I want to color in the sides with brown so it looks like an actual like cardboard center. Now I'm going to cut a strip of the toilet paper. Then we can just roll up our toilet paper roll. There we go. There is our little tiny roll of toilet paper. I am just going to put a tiny little bit of glue, not quite at the end, but a little back so it doesn't get unrolled. So now I'm going to stick in this wire. There we go. Look how freaking cute this is. And now let's add it into the house. So I bought this set of beads to make stuff out of, and I was looking through it and ended up finding 4 of these red beads. And I was thinking more of like what we could make with them. And I was like, you know what? Wilbert, our grandpa, probably went to the doctor and his doctor probably told him that he has osteoporosis and needed to start weightlifting. So we are gonna use these little beads to make little dumbbells. Excuse me, don't roll away on me. I have some wire. We are going to put the wire between these 2 like beads and make cute little dumbbells so Wilbert can strengthen his bones. Even though he's a slug, he still needs to take care of his health. Here we go. Our little dumbbells are done. Let's add those to the house. So I think for the living room too, we need to have some snacks in there because I don't know about you guys, but I eat some snacks. So out of this Make and Egg box too, they have these little miniature ones for promotions for the other things. And I think this is the perfect size of Make and Eggs box. So we're just gonna cut out the logo and then just glue it to the back of this guy. I'm not gonna try to make an actual little Make and Egg box because I think our set is too small for that. So let's just get this cut out. Here we go. There is our tiny little Make and Eggs box. So I think in addition to the Make and Eggs, we need to make a little water bottle. So we're just going to do that again out of the glue stick. And for the straw, I think we're just going to use this wire. So I'm just going to heat up the top of the glue stick to melt it a little so we can stick the wire in. So this is really looking like a candle instead of a water bottle. So I tried to sketch out the Starbucks logo to put on the side of this. It did not looking at all like the Starbucks logo, but I feel like at least make it look not like a candle. So let's get this added on real quick. So yeah, doesn't look great, but I figured with the green wire that kind of was giving Starbucks vibes. It's probably not great that we're adding Mike Nikes right next to his dumbbells, but that's fine. And the Starbucks I'm just gonna put on the floor next to the couch. So we gotta add something to the bed too. I'm gonna stencil out another plate real quick because I noticed in the kitchen there is a cutting board with some watermelon being cut up. So I was like, maybe someone started cutting up some watermelon to have as a snack in bed. So I'm gonna bring a plate upstairs to the bed and then we'll put a book on the bed as well. So maybe they're just having a little afternoon snack. I'm gonna do little bite marks out of one of these and act like a little slug took a bite. Here you go. You can't really tell it's a bite mark, but that's fine. Then we can just set this and the book on the bed. And here is what the house is looking like now. I think it just looks a little bit more lived in, a little bit of extra clutter, nothing too much because I didn't want it to lose the style of the house. I just wanted to add a little more personal touches. But I will see you guys next time.